Hey guys, it's Andrew Keen from KeenOnTheMarket.com. It can also be followed on Twitter, Keen on Market. This is your S&P Euro and Oil update for video recap for April 19th, 2012. So this is market profile. This is how a lot of traders trade. Floor traders came up with this a long time ago. Shows you all the volume where the most volume trades. So today 1377, that'll be critical level. And we have the value area low where volume started getting bought, value area high where volume started getting sold. These are all critical for tomorrow. Point of control will be 1377. Looking at tomorrow, saying everything in a general stance above the point of control is bullish. Everything below is bearish. Value area low, if it tests down there, we've seen buyers in the past. Supply and demand curves. If we go up to 1386, we've seen sellers there. Supply and demand curve. So, 1377, 1367, 1386. That's market profile. It's very important. Let's look at the daily chart. And I talked about this, how we broke out of this range, and now I think we're in this bull channel for all of 2012, broke out all these overlapping bars. I think stuck in a range 1335, 1420, we're not going to get out of for a while. Let's look at the 5-minute chart and look at today's range. Very, very nice range. We saw a little pop in the VIX today. We opened up this morning. Let me get something set for you guys real quick. 999 is correct, and here we go. Boom. Open up this morning at 1381 quarter. We had the high of the day at 940, so outside of the first hour. So the second straight day, we did not have the high or low within the first hour. High of the day, 1386 half. Selling pressure all day long. We're going to put the Ichimoku cloud in here, just so we know. And never mind. So then we saw selling pressure all day. I was talking about this 1382. The second we broke 1382, we were selling off. So this was a key level as a point of control. Sold off. Low of the day, 1365 half. Nice little flag here on the bottom. If I want to take an aggressive long, I like to see tails. I want to see, for me to get long the market on the bottom, I want to see a big tail on the bottom. Means the volume got down there, buying pressure the whole way, closed on the high. And the reverse way, this is a bear bar. This would be the reverse way, and that'd be a sell. So let's go to crude real quick. Crude, very, very interesting day today. In crude, we opened up at 102.70 at the high of the day at 102.93. We just got smacked around 1 o'clock. We took out the lows from the other day. 101.67 was the low today. I continue to be bearish on oil. If we look at the daily chart, we took out the low from yesterday. We took out the low here. Next level to the downside is 100.68. If we crack the $100 level, big threshold, we could retest down in this 96 level. One more thing I'm going to look at was the euro. And the euro is in this triangle. We've been talking about this triangle forever. The longer it stays in the triangle, the more it's going to break out at some point. Which way it goes, I think the euro goes lower. I think oil goes lower. So on the 5-minute chart, we opened up this morning with the low of the day, 131.01. We had the high, 131.56. Only a 55-point range for the euro. Very, very tight range for the euro. If we look at this daily, I still continue to be bearish on the euro. I think we would test this 127 half level to the downside before we test this 135 level to the upside. This is Andrew Keen from KeenOnTheMarket.com. Remember to follow me on Twitter and get a hold of the live trading room. Futures, Forex, equity options, and equities, all real-time, real money, no sim accounts. Have a great night, guys. Hey, guys, this is Andrew Keen from KeenOnTheMarket.com. This is your S&P, Euro, and Oil update for April 20th, 2012. Friday expiration, equity options expiration. What's going on today? Continue to stay in this 1335 to 14 range. I talk about this a lot. I think we'll be stuck in this range for a very, very long time. This is market profile. I bring up every single day. So a lot of overlapping days. We haven't got out of this 1360 to the 1390, a 30-point range over the course of about 8 days. So what do we have important for Monday? 1377, point of control. Value area low, 1368. Value area high, 1385. So we've seen sellers constantly come in for the second straight day, sell at 1385. This time the buyers didn't come at 1378. They came in a lot lower, 1368. So on Monday, these are going to be important levels, 1368, 1385, 1377. That's market profile. That's how the traders on the floor, the big traders trade. Let's look at the 5-minute chart real quick. Let's look at the daily first. So the daily, we broke out of this range. We're in a bull channel for a very, very long time. We broke it to the downside. Now we're consolidating. What happens when we consolidate? Overlapping bars. Neutral paper. Are we going up? Are we going down? Overlapping bars. Till we break 1335 to the downside or 1420 to the upside. I think we're stuck in this range. Yes, it's a pretty big range, 85 points. You can take it and tighten a little bit, saying maybe even 1355 to 1400. So that's only about a 45-point range. FOMC next week, Apple earnings, Netflix earnings, Triple M earnings. Next week will be an interesting week. So overlapping bars. I'm very, very neutral. I do not have a stance to the bull side or the bear side just yet. If we break out to the upside, I want to get long. If we break to the downside, I want to get short. I've been playing this very neutral. Let's look at today's 5-minute bar. Sorry about that. So let's go to the 5-minute chart. Here we see it opening. Bring this over here. Open up in the minis at 1378.25. We have the high of the day at 1383.25. After the first hour. So this is the third straight day that we have not seen the high or low within the first hour. 80% of the time we do. So I'm taking that into consideration. 3 times that we did not see the high or the low in the first hour. So 1383.25. A lot of overlapping bars here. Then we got some selling pressure towards the end part of the day. We did close on the low of the day. The low of the day was 1373.5. So a very tight range today, about a 10-point range. The thing we're going to be looking at next week is FOMC. Euro looking very, very strong. Let's bring up the Euro real quick. We look at the day chart. We're still in this pattern right here, stuck in the middle. I think we test down to the downside, 127.5, before we test to 135. However, we're stuck in the range. I don't want to play all these overlapping bars. Look at the 5-minute in the Euro today. We've been talking about the Euro being really, really flat intraday. It's hard to trade the Euro. Look at these overlapping bars. Who wants to play into this? Not me. I want to play breakouts. So in the Euro, we had about another 35-point pip range. So this is very, very tight range. One last one I'm looking to look at is oil. Oil, very strong day today. Oil, very strong day. We had the high of the day at this 104.22 level. We saw some selling pressure, but the seller got bought. We filled the gap to the downside, and we looked to see where the gap would be. It'd be the highs of these bars. So we filled the gap, and then we got buying pressure to come back. Look at how interesting this works. With support comes resistance. Resistance comes support. So this is resistance yesterday. It was the high from yesterday. We went and we touched the high of yesterday. Boom, popped right back about 70 cents. So let's look at the daily chart in oil. Still stuck in this range. I think oil goes lower. I think we test down to this 100.79 level before we test 105.5. However, do not have a position on. I don't like to play ranges when they're in the middle of them. If it gets up here, then I'll look to get short. If it's down here, I might look to get long. I want to play breakouts. One more I want to look at real quick. Apple down $12.50 today. So Apple, look at these movements. Wow, Apple was up 6, ended up down 12.5. Apple's testing this range. We talked about this in oil. Resistance becomes support. This level would be huge for Apple. I'm just going to put in where I think my huge levels in Apple will be. So 50-day moving average is also right here. Isn't that ironic? 368, very, very critical. Earnings on Tuesday. I have a bullish position on. I am long call flies. 600 and the 660s short twice as many as the 630s. I think Apple gets a pop. I think their iPad and iPhone numbers should be good. As an Apple bull, as a long-time Apple bull, I'm either flat or always long Apple. I'm never short Apple. I would rather see a sell-off into earnings than be really high. Intel, IBM, those both sold off the 52-week high. Microsoft bounced down $3, then it popped on earnings. So this is Andrew Keene from KeenOnTheMarket.com. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you back next week.